Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome to or back to my channel. All right, I am finally here getting on with the design team project for Create with Scrimping Mommy. I am using her Soft August kit from her Journaling Joy series. And yeah, I'm way behind on a lot of the kits, but this is a really pretty one. I did want to get it started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a book cover. And instead of just covering it my normal way, I think what I want to do is I want to paint it. And I'm not showing you the spine because I don't want you to see what the title is. Anyway, I'm going to use this and I am going to paint it, I believe. And what I'm going to use is I may just use the soft white because this is white, or I thought I might try to match up one of the colors in the kit. But I'm going to paint it white. I've seen people do this, and I'm like, I want to do this because I want to do a hidden spine on this one. And then I have used this before. It is it's a basic acrylic. No, this is actually isn't the one I've used. Hang on a second. I could use that one, but I believe this is the one that I used before. And what it did was it gave sort of almost a sandpaper sound, which I thought was really cool. And so I think I'm going to try that. So we'll see what happens. And you know what? If I ruin the spine, I rescued this book cover, and I'm just going to make something beautiful out of it. All right, so I have gotten all of my papers done, all my prep work. If you've seen my journals, you kind of know where I'm going. This one is one that I already had made up. I often will make these little spines up because I use sort of the same inside, and it fits in there perfectly. So we'll go over how I'm going to do that once I get the book painted. And then I've got all of my signatures ready to go. I'm going to do 2 signatures. So I have those ready to go. And I've added a couple little things to them already. And then I've gone ahead and printed more of the papers because I like to make my pockets match the pages that I'm going to do. And so for any page I want to match, I needed to get those done. I also have this background paper in case I need it. And then I think I backed some of my tags with that. I did all the fussy cuts. And then, no, I backed, what did I use for that? Maybe this was in the kit and I used it. I don't remember. It's been a minute. I'll say I did use some of that for the back. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to get this painted. And then we're going to come back and I'll show you how I'm going to sew in these signatures. I'm going to cover this as well. And then how we are going to sturdy that spine up. So let's get going. Okay, so I've lost some footage, more likely deleted the footage. That sounds like me. So I'm going to have to explain a little bit about what I did here. So I covered it all with the white paint. And then I didn't end up using the latex originally that gives it sort of like a rough edge because this is all going to be covered. I do have some cracking going on here. I'm going to go back through with some Mod Podge, but this is going to be covered, I think, with some sort of fabric. Haven't figured that out yet. And then on the inside, I wanted to make the spine a little bit stronger because this is going to be a hidden spine. And I used carpet tape. So you can get this at any hardware. I've used this method before, but I've measured it exactly to where this paper stopped in the inside of the original book because I don't want any seeping over. So I went ahead and did that because I wanted to give the book a little bit more strength, and the carpet tape is really, really strong. Plus it almost acts as, you know, you buy that book binding stuff, and I don't know if you can see it, but it just sort of has that book binding feel to it, to me, I thought. So that's worked out really, really well. And then I went ahead and covered the spine that I'm going to be using that's going to be hidden. This will get glued in after my signatures are sewn in. And then that's going to be glued into here and then I won't have anything on the outside. I mean, I suppose I could have just went through, since that's going to be covered anyway. But when I originally started it, I don't know why. I was just thinking hidden spine, hidden spine. So I'm going to go ahead and take, oh, another thing I did was I cut these out for the inside, which you'll see later. And then I'm going to do these for the outside because I have something different that's going to go on the front of this cover. Anyway, what's kind of in my vision. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move these pieces aside, and then we get our thread, and this is a quilting thread. This is just was recommended by, where am I at here? Someone that I saw do this, and I'm like, okay, and I use this a lot. So what you're going to do, let me get this rethreaded, is you're going to take your thread and you're going to get your book and you're going to do 3 times the amount. So you would go 1, 2, 3, and then I always add a little bit more to get the length. You want a little bit more. You don't want to run out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my spine, and if I have done this the right way, I have to turn it around. I messed up earlier, and so I'm refilming this, and I actually had this as my top to start, and I'm like, wait, something's not right, and then I ended up getting it wrong, and so I had to turn it back around. So let's see if I can get this one right. So I'm going to go through that top piece, not the back side where I have layered it over, but I'm going to start with that middle piece of that first signature that's going on this side. And I'm going to go through that middle. Oh, well, this might be filmed over. I'm going to go through that middle hole, and then I'm going to go through this middle hole on this side. Don't put your spine in the middle of the book. Your book won't close. All right. Struggling with this today. All right. I'm going to go ahead and flip that under there. It's just going to help hold my thread so it doesn't come flying out the other side. So annoying. I just don't have the, what do they call it? The dexterity, or I don't have that to hang on to the thread and do all the stuff. So I struggle at this. I always have. I'm not going to lie, but I like to put it in some of my videos because I want you to know that you can struggle with it too, but you can still get it done. All right, so I'm going to find the bottom hole somewhere. And then I'm making sure that it's going through all of them holes, not slipping a paper. You don't want it to slip through another piece of paper, so you want to make sure you're getting it through all of the paper holes. Then I'm going to come back up to the top. This is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It really is the only one I've ever learned. Well, let me see if I've got my spine right this time. Oh, it looks right. Okay, good. Woo! I'll have to do that over again. It's a struggle. All right, so I don't care that that's flopping around. It's just gonna for me because, like I said, it just does. But keep going. Don't stop. Practice. You know, you can always take it apart and redo it. Practice on just some scrapbook paper or some paper that you know, don't really care about. And if it doesn't work out, it's fine. All right, so I've brought that thread back through. But one thing I want to make sure of is this thread is on this side. And I need to make sure this thread is on this side. And I try not to tangle the 2 threads. So you see this one came out here and that one's down there. I try not to tangle those either. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle out. I'm going to unclip it because you want it to get tight. And I'd said in a video a long time ago to leave the clips in, but I'm like, wait, I don't think that was right. Take the clips out, sort of tug on it, you know, get it tight. And then with this thread, I noticed, like, I don't have to be super tight right now because I can do this. And if I really kind of give it some muscle, I can feel it tighten. So I got a nice tight little knot, and now I'm going to go ahead and knot it again. And as you can see, I have too much thread. I mean, ×3 is probably just fine. And then I'm going to knot it again. Okay. Well, let me see if my, oh, much better. Yeah, it was way off before. I mean, way off. So good enough. All right, and then these I just cut off. Some people put them in a bow, or you can actually have them dangle out like the back of the book with beads and stuff on them. I would never put them to the bottom because then you can't really set your book in a shelf, you know, if you want to slide it in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my second one, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I have this one already ready to go, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do 3 this time because I always have an overabundance of thread. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get that. Yeah, another thing. My hand-eye coordination isn't the best, even though the needle's pretty thick. All right. I'm going to go in through the center, making sure I'm upright. I'm going to find that center, and then I'm going to come to this side, and I'm going to go through that center. And before I get too far, and it's all flopping around, and that's okay with me. It'll all get straightened up. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that piece of thread in there so that I don't have to fight with it. All right, let me come back over here. So let me find my needle. All right, I'm going to bring that through. I'm going to bring it through the bottom of this one, and I need to find, I don't know if you can see, I'm finding the hole to get through that paper, and I'm making sure, I'm just kind of gently pushing it through so I don't stab my finger, and bringing it through. So you can see clearly that this is a bit of a struggle for me, but keep going, don't stop. Don't stop believing that you could be achieving. Oh, okay. All right, then I'm going to go back up to the top hole. I'm going to find that, if you can see it, hole. And then I'm going to pull that through. I'll probably be sad I didn't do that extra. And then I'm going to go back down through the middle. And then I'm going to turn it this way because I need to see where that hole is. Okay, I see it right there. Come on. Maybe I should just go through that first. But I'm leaving this in because I want to show you that, you know, sometimes it's a struggle, but just keep going. All right, I got it. Woo-hoo! Yay me. And, okay, so now I have a little bit of a short end, but I think I just need to tug that through. I'm going to let that go, let that go, let that go. And I'm going to pull on that a little bit because I need a little bit more thread for my fingers. Okay, so again, now, where am I at? Okay, I need that on that side. I need one on each side, and I'm going to sort of snug it. It's going to get tighter, but I have to snug it. And then I'm going to snug it a little bit more. And then I'm going to put that knot in there. And then I'm going to, okay, I just felt it. You can kind of feel it get a little bit tighter. And you don't want to do it so much that you're ripping these out. Sometimes in my journals, if I have the right washi tape, because I don't have a whole lot of it. Well, I kind of do now because I've been collecting, but I will put washi tape down here, and it just sort of helps keep that stable. And woohoo, look what we did. Yay, I'm so happy. And put that needle away right now before it goes bye-bye. All right. Oh, much better. Yes, much better. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I like to use Fabri-Tac for this. You can do both. You could probably do some art glitter glue, which maybe I'll do both. I've seen people just do art glitter glue, which I'm sure would work. But I think I'm going to Fabri-Tac this. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of art glitter glue in there. But I'm going to do the Fabri-Tac first because that gives me a little more wiggle room. And maybe that is why I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to really goop this up. And I'm going to get all around those threads. I'm going to get everywhere. And I'm not going to be stingy. And I don't want it gooping out the sides, which I can clean it up, but I want to be generous enough that this book is going to hold. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, and if you have a front side that's already done, you're going to want to make sure you're putting it in the front side. I'm just going to throw some art glitter glue in there, although it's been getting stuck on me. So I think it's just time to clean my nozzle. And if you don't know how to do that, just get hot water and I can't even get it off there. Get hot water in a cup and just throw these little nozzles in that hot water. And then I take a toothpick and kind of clean it out. But I think it's stuck up in there somewhere. So that's not going to work. But that's okay. I'm confident with the Fabri-Tac. Oh, wrong lid. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that back. I don't know why. It seems like it's dried up. Now I'm going to fit. I'm going to turn this way. And I'm going to fit my signatures, my spine, right down in there. Excuse my head if it's in the way. But I'm making sure this is lined up. And see, I can move that a little bit. I'm going to make sure, yep, I can move this, and I have everything where I want it, which I think I just moved it. No, it's pretty good. Okay, now you have to be patient, and I'm going to just start squeezing down that side. And I'm going to squeeze down this side, hopefully without moving it. I'm going to find the middle of that spine we just did. And I can feel some of it coming out the end, so I know I'm working it. That's good. And I'm just going to keep doing that. And I'm going to make sure that is really in there. You'd think you could just walk away and leave it set, but don't do that. Keep pressing. If it takes you 5 minutes, if it takes you 10 minutes, keep doing that. And I really want to make, excuse me, make sure these sides are down really well, because I don't want these coming up. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay, woohoo! And I can feel it really starting to press down. All right, so another thing, you can take your bone folder and you can just really work that in there. Really work that down. And it's working. So you get the idea. You don't need to sit here and watch me do this. Once I get my art glitter glue, if that's coming up a little bit, I may go back and just put that nozzle right under there. But I think it's pretty good. It's not really coming up. So, all right, well, I'll be back because the fun part is going to begin now. We get to decorate the pages. So when I come back, this is going to be done. This is going to be done. My spine may be done. I'm going to think about a closure, though. I want to do something different for a closure. And so I might think about that for a minute. If I have a minute. I don't have minutes right now. I just don't have minutes. Okay, I'm finally to this stage. Boy, has this video been a long time running. I started it back, I think October 6th is what my video said, my first one. Anyway, I'm starting to kind of get see a light at the end of the tunnel. I've just been so busy. Just have not had time. So I have made a little frame and then covered it with acetate, almost as if you're looking through the window of your house, you know, maybe to the neighbors, to next door. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I'm going to go ahead and I may put another paper behind it to sort of come out here a little bit. I did the hidden spine, but then I ended up covering it anyway. I just didn't like the way the back looked, but I'll probably put something here, whether it be ribbon or jewels. I haven't quite figured that out. Still thinking about the closing, but I just had to get this going and start getting it done. So I'm going to open it up, and I have actually gone through and I've made all of the most of the pockets using this guide that is over, well, it was over in Amanda's file section. So go on over to her Facebook page, join, and this was in her file section. A lot of people that follow me probably already know because I've done this before. So what I do is I just go through. It's not set in stone, but I go ahead and go through all the pages, and then I'll just put like a number here. And then when I get ready to do the book, I'm just not stumped. It just seems to flow a little better for me. So I've gone ahead and done that. And then I switch it up along the way. If it's something I didn't want there, then I go ahead and switch it. So as you can see, I just followed my number. I've inked everything, so I don't have to go back and do that. But I left the numbers there so you could kind of see what I'm doing. I added this little flip out. I have 4 of them in here, so I'm going to decorate that. This is a double belly band. And then I'll go ahead and take all of those off. And then I X them when I put the tag on here so that I know I didn't double it, which I did in this book because I must not have X'd off the number 9. And I did that twice, but I switched it up. So now I can just go through very quickly, very easily. This one I haven't figured out yet. This is going to be a die cut frame. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take, I think, this one, and I'll do a frame to do on either side, and then I may do like a smaller one to go in that corner so that you can still write up here, but you can still tuck it as well. In fact, I'm going to leave that out because I think that is what I'm going to do there. And then, like I said, I just go through, I continue to put my stuff on, but I'm all ready to go. And I'm going to start going through and putting all of my pockets and all my little things in, and then adding embellishments and some other pages that needed a little stuff as well. So I wanted to show you that. The next time I come back, and this is going to be almost completely done, my hope is, and I'm gonna do a final flip through. So I'll see you back when I see you, but you'll see me in a minute. So there's that. And here it is. Wow, I cannot believe how long it has taken me to finish this. I think I started filming October 5th, I think it was, but that was not even when I started because I had started to get all the pages together and get them inked and everything. So wow, yeah, I've just been super busy. It's taken me a really long time. However, it is done now, and I am very happy with it. So right from the get-go, I knew I wanted to use some acetate, do like an acetate frame. So I'm sure you can probably see the glare a little bit. And I don't know, I had this sort of in my brain that, you know, you're looking out a window and maybe that's the next door neighbor's, you know, beautiful yard. I don't know, it was just in my head. But once I got the frame on there, I was like, it was plain. So I just started looking through all my stash, and I found these silver leaves. It just came in a row, you know, like leaf ribbons, I guess. And I thought, oh, that is perfect. And then, of course, I didn't care for the spine. You'll see throughout the video, I went in many different directions, and I finally ended up on this. It was plain. I didn't just want to put paper. So I actually went and found the perfect, lace. And I had this in my stash. I just got everything out and I'm like, yeah, that's going to work. But then it was just plain down the middle. This actually came from a necklace. So if you're ever like in thrift stores or garage sales and, you know, they're giving away this costume jewelry, grab it up because it works great for this. I was able just to cut where I wanted it, but at the top where it hooks, I left that little hook because I wanted to add this little bulb pin and add a couple of charms at the top. So I think that's really sweet. And then you turn it over, and then I had an extra piece of this left. I was going to go back and print this color again, but I decided that I would just go ahead and layer that up. It looked plain. I may go back and put a pocket, but I'm pretty happy with this the way it is. And I'm happy that literally this is all I have left. I actually did an extra piece of that for something else, but I can use that anywhere. And then I had some of these left. I did put a few throughout the book. I made some little tags and little, tickets, little ticket things, but that's all I had left. And that was my goal. I wanted to not have a bunch of stuff left. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to open this up. On each side, the front and the back, I layered it, as you can see. And then I put a matching pocket on this side and that side. I've gone ahead and done my normal, let's match the pockets up. And we'll talk about that in a second too, because I have information for you. In fact, I'm going to grab that and set it next to me so I don't forget. And I probably will still forget. All right, so we have that, and then lots of writing. We have this. This opens up, and I may still go back and do some inking, maybe some stamping around the top, but there's a nice big journal space. And then lots of journaling paper. Then this, I just made a little tag out of some of my leftovers. I was trying to use leftovers up as much as possible. And then throughout the book, I knew I wanted to do some of these little flip out. I always do them in the middle, but I was like, you know what? I want to do a flip out. So we'll get to the other side in a minute. This is a double belly band, and it's all matching. So if you follow me, you know I love to match up all of my papers to when you pull everything out, you have a whole picture story there. Just something I've always done, and I just love it. I can't stop doing it. And then this, I just found, this was actually some stationery paper I had found, I think, in some sort of a thrift store or Goodwill. So throughout the journal, when we get to these little envelopes, I have put those in every single one for more journaling. I could go and do something over here. I might maybe add some more of, you know, some of the embellishments and stuff would be good, or maybe add a ribbon, but I needed to kind of get this done. So then when you turn it and then you pull this out, I had some extra paper left, and then I just covered up that other envelope. I could have made it a pocket too, but I wanted to put these on, and I just thought it just added something to the journal, just some more interest. Lots of papers, tags from leftovers. And these are one of the things I love to do. These both have the little tags in them, but then you flip them up. Uh-oh, is that stuck? Unstick. And then you can write in them. And then this one just goes in here, and I could put a little embellishment over here so that you could kind of tuck that in there so it doesn't flip up, but it seems to stay pretty flat, so I wasn't really worried about it. More writing. This was just in my stash. I tried to go through my stash and do a lot of that stuff too. I need to start getting rid of my stash because I have a big fussy cut, all kinds of that stuff stash. And then I took some of the matching pumpkins and decided, oh, I'll put some little page flips. And I thought I'll limit that just to the two, inside pages. I was going to put pockets in these, but I had changed my mind. I'm like, that can just be for writing. It's just full on writing. Because I had so much going on. I was like, let's just make that writing. Again, I filled that pocket, and then I've used some of the embellishment for this writing side. I have made tags and matching pockets to tell the picture story here. And then these came with the kit, so I just used them throughout. Again, I used it on the other side. There were 4 of them exactly, so I had done 4 of these envelope flip outs, and in each one I was like, okay, on the other side of that is going to go one of these pockets. At least I think that's what I did with all of them. And then again, flip out. This one I just saw acetate. I don't know, I've been trying to work with acetate a little bit more, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. And then you still get a picture story behind the journaling cards. Again, I use that same paper for in there. Some of these I actually put paper on the inside to line them. I don't think I did it on the last 2. I did it on the coral one because that was white on the inside and I didn't like it. Then I used my die cut fan here and then just made more little embellishments to go in there. This one was something I had gotten from a, oh no, oh, I got it. Whew. I had gotten this from a swap that I had done, and that was perfect for that. I'm like, oh man, that's so cute. Perfect for that. So I'm trying to use a lot more of that stuff that I just have. I have laying around and I need to use it. All right. Then over here, again, another matching pocket. And then more tickets, or not tickets, tags. To think for a second there. Get rolling too fast and then I lose concentration. Another pocket here. This one I made a large belly band, and the reason I wanted to make it large was this right here is the second half of this paper, and it doesn't match completely underneath because it's the opposite side, but it still works, I think. So I just made it, I embossed it and made it glossy. So you really could even take things and just stick them in there as well. But I just thought that was kind of cute. Just trying different stuff. Another envelope pocket, and this is another one of my little die cuts. These were just in my stash, and I thought, well, there you go. Those are going to work. And then over here, I again used that, another one of those pockets, just lined this up. I was trying to use up a bunch of scraps, so that came in really handy for that. And then over here, I have another matching pocket. And then I, again, used the fussy cut that matched. I left this for journaling. And then this is another little tag that I like to make. And I see there's a couple things I need to go back and do, but then I just made, out of my scraps, I made the little tickets to go in here. And then this one I just need to put something in here. I wanted all of them to have something. I don't want to leave it blank, but then you can journal there, and then you have all of that. And this came from a scrap too, I believe. Again, we have the pocket and envelope flip on the other side. More journaling. These were something I made a long time ago, and I'm like, yep, time to use them. Time to use that stuff up. I'm getting ready to go through my craft room and start getting rid of some things. Another pocket, and this one didn't match the paper, but it was fine. I had this left over from something else that I needed it for, and I'm like, yep, perfect. And this is the pumpkin spice store, so you know, if you need some pumpkin spice, go in there. They'll have it. They'll have what you need. All right, and then again, another little embellishment. Now over here, I love doing these, and over here, this is actually matches up. You can pull that right out of there from the top. I usually do these where they're flat here, but I made some little gussets so that it would fit in there a little bit better. But what I did with this one is I only put this on the front of the paper, so that way you can fold that out and journal on the whole thing. I love this. This is just a different version of the way I have made these before. So absolutely love that. And then just a blank page for journaling over here. My last little pocket with some coffee dyed note cards that I have. And then my last little pocket here, I think I'll go ahead and put a tab up on this one as well. And then I've tried to use some of the, I think I used everything but one throughout the journal. And then there you go. And I love it. The only thing I thought about was after I did these, I was like, oh, you wouldn't be able to really put that in a shelf, but that's okay. For me, it's going to be displayed or sold. I don't know. I really love it. So, but I can't keep everything. I can't. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about the pocket guide I talked about in the video, and it is over. If you go to Create with Scrimping Mommy, go ahead and get on her Facebook page, and I'll try to link. All her links will be in my description box, actually, and the Ko-fi to this as well, where you can find this. You can sign up for her Ko-fi. I think it's, I don't know, I pay $3 something a month, and I get all of her digitals. But the pocket guide is was posted on 4/22/23, so you're going to have to look through it in the file section of her Facebook page. You have to become a member, and then she's got lots of free stuff over there too, but you'll love it over there. Just go. But this is what I do, and like I said, I explained it in the video, so I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to leave you with this little Soft Autumn was the name of this beauty, and there it is. Finally done. Yay! Okay, on to the next thing. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.